Hello everyone and welcome back to Spar&Brawl. The fighting between Armenia and Azerbaijan over the contested Nagorno-Karabakh region continues. However, there might have been some kind of breakthrough for Azerbaijan. Sam, can you please share the latest with us?
Yeah, sure. And it was reported today, actually, that the major city in Nagorno-Karabakh, or Republic of Arstak, as Armenians call it, is being basically Azerbaijan has managed to take control of that. Although I'm not quite clear if they have taken control of this city itself or just the surrounding area, because they seem to be a few kilometers away still. The city we are talking about is actually called Shusha or Shushi. I think Armenians pronounce it Shushi. It's the second most major city in Nagorno-Karabakh, Republic of Arstak. It's interestingly, its name comes from a Persian word shishe, which has given its name to shisha as well, the traditional smoking equipment, and it means glass. Its previous name was Panahabad, if I'm not mistaken, and it was because the Panah Ali Khan was the guy who founded it. Was an Iranian, uh, first Iranian ruler of Karabakh Khaganate. But it's basically the second most major city after Stepanakert, which is the capital. By the way, my apologies for the pronunciation. It's not very good, as you can tell. And Azerbaijani forces seem to have been making gains against the Armenian forces, and now they have finally come close to taking over this city. And this city, because it's quite up high in the mountains, it is quite a strategic point. Even some generals and military people have described it as have said that whoever controls Shushi controls uh, Karabakh or Arstak. So it's quite a strategic, and I think if they do manage to take that, they are probably gonna take Stepanakert as well, because it kind of overlooks Stepanakert, which is the capital. And yeah, they've made major progress. They have managed to cut off Karabakh from Iran border. They basically pushed as much as they legally can towards the Armenian border. Now they seem to have basically reached the Armenian border, and they cut off Karabakh from Iranian border. And basically now they have two sides, so they, in many situations, they can outflank the Armenian forces as well now, which is, to me, it was quite surprising, because I was reading also reports that Azerbaijani forces and Turkish forces are exaggerating their gain somewhat in the conflict, because they have more money to do a proper media campaign. But it seems those reports were not quite right, and they have made significant progress, basically.
Yeah, so like you said, this just happened, right? And I think Armenia have come back and pushed back and said that it's not the case, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Armenia is saying that they haven't taken control of the city yet, and we are fighting them. But they seem to be pretty close either way, it seems.
And have you seen any reactions from anybody else by the international community or anyone else or not yet?
No, not yet. I have noticed Turkish media has been quite supportive and has been very jubilant over this. And Ibrahim Aliyev, the Azerbaijani president, came out and he said the sound of azan or adhan will be heard again. So, the Turkish media and Turkic speaking media is quite jubilant over this. But I haven't seen any, because everybody seems to be busy with other things right now, especially with US election, Turkish lira falling to its lowest ever, perhaps. So yeah, those type of things have dominated the news cycle. So no, I haven't really heard uh, any uh, any reactions from anyone.
Yeah, and this really just did happen on a Sunday. And I think, so you covered this in your answer, but you think if they actually did get a hold of this city and they manage to keep a hold of it, it will be a major breakthrough into the conflict for now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because as I mentioned, it's the second biggest city. It was a city that actually when Iran did a peace deal between Azerbaijan and Armenia in the 1990s, which didn't last. It was the city that I believe was supposed to become the border between the two countries at that time, or border between Karabakh and Azerbaijan. And it's high up in the mountain, as I mentioned. It's near the capital Stepanakert, and as even Armenian forces have put it, whoever controls that area, or that city, controls Karabakh. So I think it would give them quite a military advantage if, yeah, if they take. It's quite, yeah, it could change the course of war. So, well, I guess it wouldn't change it. So far, it's been Azeri advances against Armenians. So yeah, it wouldn't change it so much as. Um, this was before they took over the city, but I would say that it's quite interesting that um, Iran at least seemed to have moved closer to supporting Azerbaijan in some ways. There was news that of very much thanks coming from Baku to Iran. Uh, at the same time, Iranian officials were visiting Turkish capital Ankara. So maybe Iran's peace deal might actually have a chance now. So we'll see.
Okay, well, thank you very much for this timely update, Sam, and thank you very much for watching the channel. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you all next time.